All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about drama related to enhancement testing for Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford, and a whole lot of people out there trying to make mountains out of molehills. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division, where, as you know, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford have been in ridiculously long, protracted negotiations for a fight to be made between each other. However, that does not prevent certain people who want to clout chase off the circumstance by making some very, very snide implications about Errol Spence Jr. from doing what they have usually been doing. And in that case, in this case, we're talking about Victor Conte of Snack, former guy that was tied up in all that Balco sports illegal enhancements controversies, had something to say to Errol Spence Jr. and actually made him an offer for some testing, and basically said that Terence Crawford had already agreed to it. Are you going to do the same thing? Now, before I get into the details of it, though, let me welcome you back to the channel, and thank you to everybody that supports the channel. Thank you to everybody that watches the live streams and supports in the videos of the channel. But let's get into it, because look, this is something that has been hanging over the head for some crazy reason of Errol Spence Jr. for a bunch of years. And I find myself throughout the course of every year having to do a video or include sections in videos where we address this particular circumstance. And that is this idea that somehow Errol Spence Jr. is not being tested for performance enhancing substances, and somehow the PBC and Al Heyman have some underhanded stuff going on to allow him to get an unfair advantage. And once again, Victor Conte, who has been one of the people I'm not exactly sure what his association with VADA is, but he's a big proponent of using VADA testing. And VADA testing is called the Voluntary Anti-Doping Agency, Voluntary Anti-Doping Agency. So he's trying to get people to be involved in that. He puts out a tweet that says to Errol Spence, and he CCs Errol Spence, he tags Errol Spence and Terence Crawford and says, "Hey, Errol, I want to offer you 24-hour a day, 7 day a week, 365 day a year testing for VADA, and it's only going to cost $15,000. And I think that they might be actually doing giveaways to try to get fighters signed up to this particular program." He says Terence Crawford has already agreed to it. I think Devin Haney named some other people, Demetrius Andrade, people that are contracted with Snack, have said that they would be participating in it. So people go out on Twitter and then assume that what he means is that Errol Spence somehow has said no to some performance enhancing, to certain stipulations being offered in the contract between the two, which is absolutely and positively not true. That's not what Victor Conte was saying. However, I think it's one of these scenarios where people are being invited to make a mistake, where the way that Conte had phrased it, and the fact that he would just go out of his way to say, "Hey, Errol, how about you?" And then say Terence has agreed to this also. It just seems to me, man, that it was intentional. He intentionally tried to shed, put some light on Errol Spence where it wasn't deserved. My take on all of this stuff, as far as these enhancements, are that you are guilty if you are found responsible. I know that maybe sound redundant, but like people say, hey, you know, Manny Pacquiao tested positive for this or that, but he never did. So I can't put that asterisk on that man's career, right? Because I don't know. I can suspect that he did, but I don't know that he did. Same thing, I can look at it. There's several other fighters out there that I look at that I'm like, look, like for example, I thought that Jarrell Big Baby Miller was fought like he was on it because he never got tired. No matter how big he was, he never got tired. So the fact that he never got tired just made me think, man, how does this guy keep his endurance up with all that body weight on him? Well, lo and behold, later on he tests positive for something. So my suspicions were validated, right? However, unless he had gotten caught, I wouldn't know. And I just think that it is immensely unfair for people that just because they have things like what Victor Conte pointed out, which was gynecomastria on Errol Spence, which is puffy nipples, that somehow that means because that is a side effect of people that we know are on performance enhancing supplements, illegal performance enhancing supplements, that means that that's the only way that can happen. And you see these pictures of Errol Spence Jr. when Errol was 16 years old with the same thing, but yet they still keep trying to put that on his head. And I just think that it is tremendously unfair. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.